22 unlit helipads scattered across northeastern Ontario have been lifelines for nearby residents for years. Now those residents are left without air ambulance service from sunset to sunrise.
They called yesterday to say that they're effective until further notice that there'd be no landing with the helicopter after dark, and that they would advise us when they would resume service again.
Tuesday, the same day CTV News began making calls about the changes. The head of the Felix helipad isn't the only person left in the dark. CTV News was the first to contact the head of the Sudbury-Manitoulin EMS to notify them about the changes. Matachewan is another community on the list, but the town's CAO says there are lights at its helipad.
I don't know why our facility would be deemed to be a night risk with the full serviceability that it has. My next phone call is to Orange to find out what the situation is and why our name is on this list, and to hopefully simply make a correction that to have a Matachewan removed from this list, because this is a life and death health and safety matter.
Similar comments from Shining Tree, another remote community left in the dark by Orange.
We like to make sure that it's there for them to be used, But if they're going to cut us off at night, I don't know really. It's you can't plan your times that you need them.
That begs the question, what happens if there is a life or death emergency? Paramedics are left to provide land transportation, but many say this will lead to lengthier trips to receive critical care. Orange hasn't said when nighttime service will resume. The 3 unlit helipads used the most, located in northwestern Ontario, will be replaced with solar lights. But the province's air ambulance service hasn't said whether it plans to set up lights at helipads here in the northeast. Kari Vierimaa, CTV News. As the controversy continues to grow around Orange, the province's air ambulance service responded with a statement to CTV News. Orange says it has suspended service pending the completion of enhanced training for flight crews. This training should be completed by July.
Well, I think, unfortunately, it's another indication that senior management at Orange has failed once again in their oversight responsibilities. It's an admission that the Chief Operating Officer has obviously been putting both staff and patients at risk.
Another concern is the total lack of communication on the part of Orange. The opposition is slamming the province's air ambulance service for leaving dozens of communities in the dark over changes that directly impact ambulatory care.
Finding out through MCTV is not the way to do it.
The people in these communities who they owe an explanation to, certainly an alert to, so that they know what services are available.
As we first reported, very few of the communities affected were notified, and local EMS crews in the Sudbury district, the ones who are supposed to provide backup, weren't notified.
They have to do way better into the communications to the public at large and to their partners, and this has not been well done. It's clear.
Once again, I think we have here a dysfunctional organization.
Late this afternoon, the Office of Health Minister Deb Matthews returned our request for comment. In short, the statement didn't make any mention to the controversies surrounding the lack of communication by Orange. Kari Vierimaa, CTV News.
I want to be very clear. Even one preventable death is one too many.
Strong words from Ontario's interim chief coroner after a long-awaited report into whether Ontario's air ambulance service and its management affected patient care. A team of experts led by Sudbury's coroner, Dr. Craig Muir, reviewed hundreds of cases. 40 cases were investigated further where operational failings could have affected patient care. Here are the highlights. The review found in 32 cases there was no impact in care. However, in 8 cases, the panel concluded that failings by Orange could have directly affected patient care. The report says there was no clear management structure, which caused confusion among staff and delays in getting critical equipment out to the scene. In one case, while a 22-year-old from Northern Ontario was being airlifted to hospital, the aircraft ran out of oxygen. and it led to him having a heart attack. They were only 10 minutes away from the hospital. In a statement, Health Minister Deb Matthews says the new leadership at Orange has already implemented 15 of the 25 recommendations, adding her government is committed to implementing the rest of the recommendations. But the opposition says it's too little, too late. 8 families are without loved ones, they say, because of the incompetent management at Orange.
I think it's disgusting to hear the Minister of Health say there are thousands of safe transfers and this is an exception. Look, this minister frankly should resign.
But what she doesn't say is that if Orange hadn't hit the front page of the papers, it would have continued to run amok. I mean, whistleblowers, families, everybody was telling the ministry, look into this agency.
Committee hearings examining the mismanagement at Orange were suspended over the summer recess, but both opposition parties say they will resume when the politicians return to Queen's Park in the fall. For its part, Orange says it will follow up with the coroner's office in the coming months as it implements the recommendations. Kari Vierimaa, CTV News.